Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Lifestyle with Sharon. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a really delicious chicken and vegetable soup. Now if you like the video, do give it a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear your comments on what you think of the video, and if you've made it, how you got on. And of course, if you haven't done so already, do subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button if you want to get notifications of when the videos go up. So there you have your chicken and vegetable soup. Right, if you get a large pot of water and fill it about halfway, and then you just get the whole chicken and put it upside down into the water and let this boil for about an hour, hour and a half with the lid on. Right, now we're going to cut up an onion and we're going to dice it. And if you want to know how to dice an onion without crying, I'll put the link below. And always make sure that your fingers are bent so you don't cut yourself, and use a sharp knife. Now we're going to dice up some carrots, so you just cut it lengthways. And make sure when you're cutting always to put your tea towel underneath your chopping board so it stops the chopping board slipping. And then we're going to just cut long ways, then hold the pieces together and chop this way. And again, making sure your fingers are bent so you're not going to cut yourself. Right, what we want to do is with the grater on a smaller hole, we want to grate some carrots. So if you keep the end on, and then at least you can just discard the end. You're not going to grate your fingers by accident. Okay, so now we're going to dice some Swede, or turnip as some people call it. So you just peel it, cut it in half, and then cut it into sections like this, and then dice it. And if it's too difficult for you to dice up a Swede or a turnip, because it is for some people, you can actually buy it ready cut up in the shops. Okay, then we want to cut some broccoli. Now obviously you can have different vegetables than what I'm putting in there, but these are just some suggestions that I'm making. And I'd love to hear in the comment section, just put a comment on what you might put in yours. I mean, some people might like to put mushrooms in their soup. Right, now I'm going to put some sugar snap peas in mine. You just cut the ends off. Right, and then you just want to cut them into little small pieces. Making sure that, again, that your fingers are bent. Okay, once this has been cooking for about an hour, hour and a half, we take the lid off, and you get two what I call holy spoons, just spoons that lets the juice drain. And you get two of these, and you simply just lift the chicken, and just, if you can, just tilt it to one side slightly to let the juice drain. And then you put it onto a plate. And we'll put this juice to one side for a second. Then I just take the skin off of the chicken, which allows me to be able to take off the chicken, the good bits of the back of the legs. So obviously when you're doing this at home, let it cool, because you don't want to be burning yourself. So you can either do this with your hands, or you can do it with a knife and fork like I'm doing here. Because there's a lot of good bits of chicken people don't use, but it's perfectly good. And then once you've done that, you turn the chicken over, and you just take the skin off, and then you would just cut bits of the breast of chicken off and just put it in a bowl or a dish. Okay, and then with the legs, again, you just peel the skin off, and you just take the chicken pieces off of the leg. And then the wings, there's not much meat on it, but what is on there is lovely. So if you can just take the skin off, and then you can take the meat from there. And then with this carcass, what you do with it is that you put it into a slow cooker and you can let it boil overnight, and then the juice from that will give you your stock for any future soups. Now, going back to the juice that you cooked the chicken in, you get a separate pot or a bowl and a sieve, and what you do is just pour the juice through the sieve, and that gathers up any bits that you don't want actually in your soup. Then once you've washed out your pot, you put that juice back into the pot. So you just pour that juice back in, and that gives your soup a delicious flavour. And then we put this on the heat. We'll bring it up to the boil, and then we'll add our vegetables. Right, once we bring this to the boil, I'll turn it down for a minute. And what we're going to do is we're going to add our Swede. Okay, then you want to add some potatoes, some diced potatoes. You want to add your diced carrots. You want to add your diced onions. And you want to add your broccoli and your sugar snap peas and your grated carrots. Now, the grated carrots will give it that really lovely flavour and beautiful colour. Now at this point you might want to add some water to fill the pot up. Right, and then I'll just add the chicken. And let it simmer for about 45 minutes on a nice low heat. Okay, so after a time of letting this cook, what we're going to do now is just add our spinach, because we add that towards the end of the cooking. And then if you want to, you can add a stock cube. So I'm going to add a vegetable stock cube and a chicken stock cube. And of course, if you've made your own stock cubes, you can add that in. Now you can leave it whole like this, or you can liquidize it a small bit. Right, so if you just want to get one of these hand blenders and stand back as you do it, because it does splash sometimes, and just give it a few whizzes around with the hand blender. You don't want to be liquidizing the whole thing unless that's how you like it. I personally love it like this, where it's just got some lumps. So as you can see, this really does look delicious, and there is so much flavour in this. It's really, really nice. I'd recommend really doing this one. And this is full of flavour, full of goodness. So there you have your chicken and vegetable soup. Right, thank you for watching Lifestyle with Sharon video on how to make chicken and vegetable soup. Hope you enjoyed it.